About half of all the land in Chattanooga city limits is covered in trees. A lot of them are in obvious spots: Lookout and Signal Mountain, Enterprise South Nature Park.
Where we're at, in the Southeast, we live in a very green part of the world. However, that it varies a lot when you start looking at neighborhood to neighborhood across the city.
For a bunch of neighborhoods in and around downtown, tree coverage is harder to find, and so is shade. The result is heat islands, places where streets and sidewalks can reach nearly 140 degrees in the summer. With a $6 million federal grant, Chattanooga's urban forestry program and Parks and Outdoors are making more shade. They'll plant almost 5,000 new trees over the next few years.
On a hot summer day, I find myself jumping between islands of shade, moving around downtown. It just makes outdoor life possible in the summer months.
To help pick the areas most in need of shady trees, city staff needed a map. That's where UTC's Geographic Information System, or GIS lab, comes in.
We were able to rank essentially every neighborhood in the city based on their risk to extreme heat events.
This heat risk index takes into account a lot of different data sets. There's satellite imagery tracking where the pavement gets the hottest during the summer.
We looked at poverty, rates of car ownership, populations of young children, and also our senior populations.
Fewer cars means more walking in the summer, and kids and older people are more vulnerable to dangerous heat waves. Put it all together,
and then that becomes kind of the blueprint of where to kind of focus the work for urban forest preservation and restoration in the city.
Per the grant rules, city staff also used environmental and socioeconomic data from the federal government to decide where to plant. East Chattanooga, Highland Park, Eastlake, and downtown are a few areas with the highest heat risk. The city is working with local nonprofits Green Spaces and the Southeast Conservation Corps to do all the tree planting. Young trees will go along public roads, in parks, and by working with residents on some private property.
Last year we were planting, maybe 200 trees. This year we're planting 700. So it's a big jump for us.
The $6 million in grant funds are for more than just tree planting. There's money for removing invasive species and protecting waterways. And there's a program to train 30 workers on tree planting, tree care, and sustainable land management.
We can plant as many trees as we want, but especially when they're young, if we don't focus on pruning them and watering them and taking care of them, then they're not going to survive.
While 5,000 trees is a lot, it's a step toward what the city forester sees as the ideal for Chattanooga's tree cover.
You see it here in Fort Wood. That's one of the few neighborhoods that has full canopy blocks. Even there, it's not many. That's something I think we should plan for and shoot for in a lot of neighborhoods. And not just neighborhood streets, but imagine parts of Broad Street have this. Imagine a commercial street where the entire street is shaded in the summer.